basically, after the triumphant failure of Cotton Floss, it was getting pretty late, so he just went put the card back and went to sleep.
Alright, alright. So, you'll be getting your reprieve, and
Okay.
everybody else will be alright. Like, nothing too traumatic happened to people today, so
Aw.
no sad dreams or thoughts. Only happy, if you feel that way anyway. Alright, so I guess what we'll do is that we'll go to Reiko briefly, because if you want to like do the group things together, it's not like she has to, be left out for the entirety of the morning. It's really up to her. Like, especially with the how the whole trip was planned out, because I think Leo mentioned it a couple of days ago that he was planning
Yes.
something for Sunday. So
Yes.
Reiko would have an idea. It's not like this is being sprung up on her, so that might influence whether she wants
Yeah, I
to.
remember that.
Yeah.
She like planned on returning. Like at an appropriate time.
Yeah. Okay.
Because really, there are only like 2 topics I want to talk about, or rather mention. To Mom and her friend, or well, one to Mom, second to maybe was it? Fucking, I'm bad with names. Her friend, air quotes, was her name was Homura?
Honoka.
Honoka.
Yeah.
Honoka. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I guess I just wake up at my actually not that early, because I'm thinking it doesn't hurt. I mean, I'm not at academy, I'm with my mom, so I don't have to like jump up early and do a running, especially if I'm not sure about the surroundings.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine even Tareko waking up at like, what's it, crazy time at like 4 or 5 a.m. is not really super appropriate. So, would you want to ballpark it as near to 7 a.m., like when you normally wake up?
Yeah.
Well, when you normally have breakfast and stuff?
Yeah, she planned on doing stuff normally, not in her chipmunk on steroids mode. Or crack.
Alright.
Anyways, yeah, so just wake up normally, have a hopefully nice breakfast, and get to business.
Yes, like I said the other session, there is like a wardrobe of clothing that Reiko probably wouldn't pick out for herself, but if she wanted a fresh pair of clothes, they are there.
Okay.
They're fairly feminine. Like, I imagine normally Reiko would wear something sporty and casual, given her hobbies and stuff.
Yeah, that is completely makes sense.
Yeah, so there's like dresses and skirts and flowery blouses and stuff. And since it's winter, there's some jumpers that are still pretty girly. There's a lot of pink and purples and white, basically really soft colors. Not really Reiko's style at all.
Yeah, but I'm thinking to myself, I mean, it's here, and variety is a spice of life, and it doesn't hurt to for a small change for one day. And it's here, so why not? And I'm gonna wear some of this stuff for the clothing for breakfast. Like, I'm not gonna be eating breakfast with freaking sport attire.
Alright, so when you get down to the apartment, you'll notice that your mum, who's usually quite glamorous, is actually pretty dressed down. Like, when her face isn't like this is the first time you've seen her without makeup, and she's actually pretty plain looking. Like, you wouldn't think like, wow, you'd notice your mum down the street if she walked out without her war face on. And she has her hair like tied back behind a bandana, and it looks like she's just been to the gym. So she's in like her yoga sweats and bra and stuff. And she appears to be eating like some I forgot it's just like trail mix, but for breakfast. You know, the oats and the raisin stuff. If you ever had that.
I don't think so, but I think I know what you mean. I have an
Yeah,
idea.
basically it's a super healthy breakfast
Yeah, yeah.
with
So,
like fruits and oats.
so yeah, I approach and good morning, mother. I see that you work out in the morning.
Yeah, you'll notice that Haneka's not here. It's just her, and she'll be like, "Well, of course, looking good doesn't come for free."
Oh, uh, yes, I imagine so. But I guess it also is based to have a good condition in your line of secret secret work.
Mm. Mm. Even though most of my work comes from the use of my persona, they do say that having a healthy mind comes from having a healthy body, something that is part of my own personal philosophy.
Oh, that's well. I guess I have a similar outlook. I mean, we
Mm.
usually in the dorm we usually are running in the morning.
Mm. Oh, that's good. You should surround yourself with people who share your own ideals. It's the way that you can grow and develop as a person.
Cheers.
She'll wipe her nose. Oh, it's cold out there.
Yeah, it's winter. Um, Mom, is Honoka-san? Wait, what would be? Sorry, as a player, because I was forgetting. Would it be respectful if I say Honoka-san, or would I say?
It would be last name San, but I didn't give her a last name, so you can use Hanukkah San.
Okay. Uh, Honoka-san will be coming by. She already left.
Ah, when it comes to her work, she has pretty early mornings. There's a dig site just outside of Tokyo. I guess she kind of moonlights as part anthropology, part archaeologist, as well as the rock thing. It's a pretty, uh, it's a pretty hefty title that she's gotten for herself, but she's really into her work.
Well, that's good to combine work with pleasure. I guess I will either ask her at a different time or I might as well throw that question in because I might as well, you know, start asking someone for advice.
Oh, so you like her then?
I mean, she's friendly. She's alright. I don't have anything against her, and it's
Mm.
nice that you have such a good friend.
Mm. Yes, and she'll just kind of swallow and she'll be like, when it comes to rent in Japan, we do split, and I wouldn't trust any other person to be my roommate.
That's very good to have someone that you can trust. I know that trust is hard earned and can be easily destroyed. But yeah, I'm happy that you have such a person in your life, mother.
Mm, yes, friends are important.
Yeah, so essentially at some point, like, because Reiko remembers and she asks about this, but on the other hand, she doesn't want to seem like she has no idea of making an impression that the only reason she came here is, to beg for money, because that was not her intention and she doesn't want to be read as that. Not read as that kind of person. I think that's what I tried to say.
Right.
So I guess at some point she seemingly she looks like she wants to ask something for a few minutes, and then uh, if I may ask, it didn't come up. It wasn't an opportune time in the past, but I did wondered when we were discussing from one of our earlier discussions, and I'm not in a terrible situation. Just and I shake my head with my hands, maybe not panicking, but something about I wonder what was this about, and the thing about.
Oh, right. When it comes to your living situation, the way that you were previously, well, managing to manage your lifestyle was through your father paying for your for your school membership as well as for your living expenses, but he's since pulled the plug, so I filled in as soon as I can. You're not in any debt or anything. It's not like I'm poor, so you shouldn't need to worry about any threatening letters about money or whatnot. If you do, they're a scam. You can
Okay.
still live in the arrangements that you want, or if you want a fresh space, if you want a breath of fresh air, I do have a little tunnel for myself, something that can get you quickly to Asate and back if you need to excuse yourself from living in the city itself. It can be quite a toxic environment, very insular. Tokyo is a lot more metropolitan, a lot more liberal. It doesn't feel like the walls have eyes around here.
Oh, okay. Um, because sorry, I'm just as a player slightly confused because last time I remember that there was a talk about monthly allowance or something. But if that changed, then it's fine.
Move of the elements?
Monthly allowance.
Oh, okay, okay. And there still be mm, I can set it up that your bank account. You do have a bank account, right?
Do I?
No.
Because as a player, then no. Okay, so I make a no.
I swear those people are so backwards. You use Vendy, don't you? Or whatever that thing is now. Jeffrey?
Yeah, Jeffrey. Because I clicked that she means vending machines. Yes, Jeffrey.
Right. Well, that can function as a bank account, but it has no real estate in the real world yet. So, well, that thing is constantly expanding whenever it revitalizes itself. Maybe one day there'll be a whatever it's called next bank. But I have noticed that you can draw funds from your Jeffrey, she'll say that we've discussed, account from ATMs. So if that's your preferred method, then I can transfer funds there, but they'll be mainly towards your uh, your hygienic products, your day-to-day meals, your academy scholarships if you need any additional money for field trips or extracurricular activities that are sanctioned from the academy. Basically anything that a decent parent would do for their daughter.
Uh, of course. Thank you. Uh, yes, of course. I well, I wasn't planning on. It's in word in English that I'm looking for. I wasn't planning on throwing it away for silly things or unimportant thing. Not
Yeah,
throwing,
yeah.
but I was looking for a different word. But
Yeah, I understand what you're
Spending
getting.
it frivolously. or get from your work or something. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, something like that.
So if you send me a message to my phone stating how much you need and what you need it for, I should be able to transfer the funds instantly. So, AK, whenever you need to pay for stuff that isn't like that's like just normal, mundane, like basic necessity living, then you can have the money for it. But if you like want to go out for a meal, you don't have to pay for it yourself. That isn't part of your 3 days a meal, 3 meals a day thing.
Yeah, I understand.
I just need to blow my nose for a moment. I'll mute.
God bless you.
Okay. Gesundheit.
Okay. Alright.
So yeah, as long as it's stuff connected to my school or like
Yeah.
day-to-day mundane life, not something like extra. So yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, and then if I still have time, I mention about those backward people and me pulling the plug. Where there's one thing that even if I wanted, I can't just cut the connection and shake it off, so I thought I might as well continue using it and learn how to use it well to aid myself and my friends. Mechanically, I'm talking about like heirloom power, and I'm not sure what kind of thing works.
I guess your mother will kind of scrunch her face and she'll be like, "Oh, you're talking about your powers then?"
Yes, I am. I'm just, trying to figure out where to start, because I know that I need to change something about them. Like one of the foundations, how I use them is now, gone. I left that part of me in the past. So it's like trying to make something while one of the tools is not working. Maybe not making that much sense, but basically Reiko tries to somehow explain that she uses stuff, utilizes the power, but one part of the power, which is the
so basically
distinction,
you're
doesn't work.
You're just saying how your dad told you your power worked, because you don't really know apart from what he's told you about how your healing works, because Katsumi's never really spoken about it herself, and you've never really talked to her dad.
Yeah, I mean, that's what she knows, and of course she might mention that. And also the reason she's sticking with mom is that, up until now she only had one source of information, so it's good to have an alternative one, trying to learn more and figure out stuff. And even if she doesn't know exactly, then it doesn't hurt to ask.
And I guess your mother will just kind of sigh and she'll be like, "If you want to use that which you have, well, it's your right to do so, whatever your social standing is. But perhaps I should provide you with a bit more context. I mean, you did this because you wanted to find out a truth that wasn't just, one side of the story, right?"
If I understand, and I nod my head, yes.
Whatever you've been given, they can't just take it back. You don't take back a gift that you give to somebody. That's incredibly rude. Even your father knows that. They can't stop you from using that which you were born with. And honestly, if you have it, use it. You don't need to. You don't need to prove yourself to anybody but those you care about. But She'll just kind of tap her fingers across the table, and she'll be like, I wonder if you're of the age where I should tell you about mine and my father's arrangement. It seems that our marriage wasn't exactly, well hidden when it came to our feelings about each other.
Um, I mean, if it's relevant to this thing, because I understand that it's not something they can take, and and I will be using it. My position doesn't change anything about it. It's just that basically in universe she's saying mechanically, like, does her mother has any idea what kind of process or action I need to take to switch that distinction in the, you know, heirloom roles instead of the distinction that I
Right,
don't
right.
have.
I'll just, before I go on to say what I say, I'll just say it won't be like from this conversation. It'll be like from a series of conversations you have with people that eventually you'll be able to switch
Yes,
the
yes, I know. I just wanted to like have a first step on this path.
Yeah. I understand. Okay. And she'll be like, the name Yamura. I did tell you that I took the name from my stepfather, right?
Her stepfather is the principal, or was that her grandfather?
No, that's her stepfather. No,
Oh,
that's her step. No. Wait a minute. Yeah, that is her stepfather. My family trees are really complicated in this game, but yes, that is your mother's stepfather.
oh, the principal of Mira Academy that no one has seen for a
Yeah,
long time.
I think his name begins with a K. K. La, la, la. I'll come back to that later. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
that.
it's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I say that. Yeah, I know about him. You know, the director, director of
Hmm.
Mirai.
Yes, but my maiden name and well, the name of my mother is actually Seta. It should be a fairly well-known name in mythopoetic circles. Yes, Seta.
Does Reiko has any knowledge about it? Or do
Does
you want
she?
me to roll?
You can roll a knowledge roll. You
Because
can use
frankly,
your
I don't know.
Mariah Academy modifier.
Uh, the social one or the from the handout?
From the social link.
Uh,
So
social
you
links.
have a
Which one? Oh,
rank
4.
4.
So plus
So
2.
you have a +2. Yeah.
Okay, so knowledge, and I'm not gonna spend PP because I don't think another attribute works.
No, it's just basically off the top of your head.
Yeah. Eh.
Oh. So you remember that there are some setters in the student council.
Oh,
Sisters.
okay. So yeah, I make a like look that I'm deep in thought. The name sounds familiar. I think there are two sisters in the student council with that name, and I say that in character.
Mm. And your mother will just kind of smile and she'll be like, when it comes to that side of my family, well, we have a few hiccups when it comes to our powers and abilities. They, I suppose, well, hmm. She'll just kind of rub her temples. You'll be like, it doesn't really matter. The point is that they are my family, and back then I was close to them. But considering the way that their abilities work, we generally had a high burnout rate. Mm. If you ever feel like by the way, if you ever feel like your persona is taking too much of a toll on you, or you feel like you're getting into too much pain and trouble, just stop the persona thing before you burn yourself out, Draco.
I I I just I honestly don't know if I can promise that. But I will remember your words. I'll try to be careful.
Well, I was the same as you when I was a teenager. And I guess a part of me still is, considering my line of work. But anyway, I made a deal with your father when it came to the arrangement of our marriage. Your father, he's particularly skilled in medicine, and well, the setters, they make their business in the knowledge of medicine and pharmaceuticals, and the exchange was I would marry your father given my, well, genealogy. I was apparently one of the good ones. In exchange, he would help out with the with the business and make it and help us discover, well, the medicine of a lifetime. And in the end, then we had you. You were entirely planned. Not that I regret that, of course. I only regret everything else when it comes to your father.
I I mean not I guess, but it's I just shake my head. Well, at least there's one good thing from this marriage. Well,
Mm.
good. I don't know.
Well, at least to me. To your father, well, he's probably planning the next baby as we talk.
Yeah, this about the whole heir to the empire thing, right?
Mm. Right, right. So when it comes to the designation of our family, well, the Setters anyway, they're designated as the technicians within their whole feudal system. People that were never given a title until, well, that old man gave them the ability and tied their mythical powers to a vow. So every family that joins the technician is basically strengthening their own mythological might into a vow that carries on through their family lines. That's why the setters now, when they have children and their children have children and vice versa, they will all gain an heirloom, a family a family prize, something that will carry on through the generations. We are the forebears of, well, our ancestors. Our ancestry starts as soon as we join these technicians. So when it comes to who you are, well, it's you're a product of centuries of planning, arranged marriages. I hope that doesn't really burst your bubble too much. I'd love to say that I had you after a romantic romp with your father, but no. I'm sorry if that's distressing to hear.
I just like take a deep breath, shake my head. Honestly, it's good to hear the truth, and I mean, obviously, it's things I can help. That it's things, but considering everything else, the last few weeks, it's not mind breaking, I would say.
I always knew that I would be a mother. That's what they want us to do in this country. Well, I didn't think it would end up quite like this. I'm still learning the ropes, I guess. Out of my many regrets, the one thing I did regret was just letting you go. I guess I can only really call myself a mother when I've been there for you and I wasn't.
I This time I just try to like hug her. Like step up and like hug her and say that don't be like too hard on yourself. It's in the past, and now we are here and we still have life in front of us and we can catch up. And you are my mother in my heart, mind and soul.
And she'll just kind of smile and she'll be like, even with that curse that they put upon you, you've managed to make it, well, edgy, I suppose. I suppose you could tickle the fancy of people who like somebody who's a bit of a wild child.
I, after I hung her, like step back from it. I guess I'm not sure.
It's a lot better than when I first met you, Reiko. Back then you looked, well, like somebody took a hell of a beating to you. That they drained your vitality. That you were like an ashen zombie. I suppose nobody's told you that to their face, has they?
I'm hearing different things and what people tell about my looks. Oh yeah, and then I chuckle and say, yeah, somebody did.
No, you've gotten a lot more, fire back in you since. And besides, I mean, you were born with blonde hair and orange eyes. That's kind of weird to begin with. At least it's a bit more. Well, no, it's not really normal looking. I can't lie to you. I'm sorry.
I'm not normal, but not being normal doesn't have to be a bad thing.
Right, like I said, there are people out there who have preferences for those sort of things, and well, your true friends don't really care about what you look like, and neither does your mother.
I smile. Just smile and yeah, I just don't have like more to say.
From what I can leave you one last thing before you make your way back to the city is that you should try to catch up with Hanuko at her workplace. She's a bit of more of a buff when it comes to history, and perhaps you'll be able to get inspiration from her when it comes to creating an aspect, from what I remember from your father telling me about how it works.
Oh, thank you so much for advice, Mother. And just quickly, if I may ask for the future, like, where is the place she's working? Just so that Reiko will remember.
Alright, and I guess she'll be like, when it comes to Hanukkah's workplace, he does tend to travel quite a bit. Perhaps you can link it to your academy travels, aka if you're given a good reason to Sugihara, you might be able to arrange something where you can go as part of one of your classes. Because you do take psychology, and Sugihara is pretty open to how you can learn about psychology and stuff. So.
Yeah, for a moment I was just confused because I assumed Honoka's work is like more about the archaeology, but hey, if psychology works, then
Yeah, you can always spin things into psychology. Honestly, like it wouldn't be just like or you could Hanukkah only deals with rocks, so you can't have any psychology thing. Like it'd be like a twist. Like, but anyway.
Yeah, I'll think about this in the future.
And just FYI, Well, if you leave, you'll get more of a handle on your mother, and you might be able to drum out something if you think about her some more. So,
You mean like she might become another... This might be connected to my power thingy? Heirloom thingy?
well, for one, your social link with the Weldo will go up,
Okay. Oh, you
and
mean that,
then
because I was trying to figure out what do you mean by that, like mechanically. Started thinking
and
about it.
secondly, I might fill your slot with something
Okay.
if you do more mothery stuff. That's what I meant.
Okay, cool. I remember that.
Yeah. Because not everything is like it's like I will teach you how to do this exact thing and you'll be able to make it. It's more like inspiration. So the more time you'll spend with your mother, you'll just come to do something intuitively. And given Reiko's D6 intuition, sometimes it might take a while.
Yeah.
So
That completely makes sense.
yeah. Alright, so I just changed the social link there. Alright. So if you want to get back early for the Sunday thing, if you get like the 8 train, and you remember you're literally like 5 minutes away from the train station, you'll be able to get back to the dorm about 10 a.m.
Okay.
So your mother will
I pay another $20 for ticket?
Actually, don't. I hate to interrupt, but remember, I bought the door to Jeffrey's so that we could go back to the dorm. So all you need to do is to go into Jeffrey and you're at the dorm.
you could do that. Does it Reiko
Or
feel
it
like a
could be
normal
human.
high school?
Yeah.
Anyway, Reiko's
Well,
mother
just saying, then you
will
can spend longer with your mother as opposed to having to worry about travel time. That's all I meant.
You can ground yourself in reality and not rely on vending machines.
Yeah. So $20 for
Uh,
ticket?
your mother will pay for the fare back. She'll walk you
Okay.
back. She'll take some while to get dressed in her usual business attire and stuff, but she'll walk you to the train station and pay for your ticket back.
Okay. I thank her and say that. Let's see you next time. And hopefully I won't take too long.
Yes, whenever you want to visit, well, you can come over whenever. We'll find you eventually.
Cheers.
And I'll do something about this cold.
By the way, just small mechanic thing. Because I remember when we had this dinner with Mother and Honoka that Reiko had this really nice dress that was given to her by mom. Was it meant to stay in the dorm, in the apartment, or could
You
she...
can take it back if you want.
She already has a dress. Just wanted to know. Okay, so I don't take it. It stays there. So yeah, I thank her and yeah, say goodbyes and then boom, go back to Mirai.
Alright, so now we'll transition to what the other people are doing in their mornings. If everybody's here.
Reasonably.
Oh, I'm here.
Yeah, here.
Alright. So
Just so that I already took enough of my time, so Raps is doing his magic studies to get that over with.
yeah, so just FYI, Reiko will be back by 10 a.m. So you guys have time for breakfast, any other chit chat before she gets back or anything.
Right, and then we have around like evening is when we do the foresty thing, or is that during the day?
I'm not
Well,
entirely
first,
sure.
Rio has to do the talk about it.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so who's making breakfast?
Hecky-chan.
I forgot.
Kira's banned from the kitchen.
Band.
Yeah.
No, as long as there's someone who knows how to cook with her, it's perfectly fine.
Wait, don't we go for a run first? Yeah.
Do you want to run?
Mm.
It's Sunday.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's also
Yeah.
church if you wanted to go to church.
Oh yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
No, at least Raph's not gonna do the run. So if they were gathered up,
Remember, church is the Western church in Japan. It's not like Japan church. So
Yeah,
just
I know.
FYI.
Yeah,
Okay.
we know.
that's called temple.
Wow, thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it.
All right, remember that Kaharu now gets her favors from critically rolled die rather than ones.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Good to know.
Oh wait, what's the difference? She
The
gets them
difference is that she gets her favors from critically rolled die, and you now have the option to spend one favor to reroll one of the small die, or two favors to reroll all of the small die in a complicated roll.
Mm-hmm. I'm not good. That's not...
So,
Sorry, I'm just having
And that
some
includes any
debates.
die you add with a PP, obviously. So
yeah.
I'm just
I mean,
having
here's
a
the
hard
one that,
debate between running and going to church now in my head.
Well, run to church.
Go to church, delete this.
yeah, I'm
the
gonna
church.
run through the metropolitan area. Oh shit! I ran into people. Sorry.
Sorry, buddy.
Come on, you're a gangly 6 foot tall person. You just run them over.
Oh, I ran into your knife.
Sick.
Cut me with your knife. Feels so good.
Stop. Your knife feels so good. Your knife feels so good. I forget the rest of the lyrics.
What's the
Thank you.
Amakusa Christians?
The what? Bless you?
You don't.
I don't know.
Or maybe they, because I only know, I first heard about them because there is in the novel, the Toaru Majutsu no Index.
Is that a real thing?
Christian denominations in Japan are real, yes.
No. Like
Blame
these.
the fuck on, dude. Holy shit.
Holy shit, that is me.
Holy shit, that doesn't mean.
Yes, the Christians from the Amakusa prefecture do exist in reality. They're not
Oh, yes.
just an anime thing.
Okay, Japanese
And they're
Christians.
pretty important.
There are Japanese Christians. There's very few of them, but there are there.
They exist, correct.
Yes.
Correct. I'm impressed. Here they are. They're driving up to you.
Yeah, here's
You're
your
under
tournament.
arrest. Yeah, I think I might see what church is like. Would that be after meal or after run?
It would be
Before.
like breakfast would be like 7ish if you do it
Right.
at normal. If you do it at like normal school hours, and
Yeah.
church would start. The church will be from 9 to 11.
Yeah. Alright.
So after then. So then you can do running and church at the same time. Well, not at the same time,
I
but
can do run.
do
church.
both.
Yeah, I can do everything. I'm going on a run. Get fucked. What's the order I have to put the dice in now?
Affiliation, distinction, attribute.
Oh, okay. So down the way. I should have probably guessed that on my own. Is anyone else going on a run?
when you knock, Raph's just like, I'm not running today.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Ryu's
It was
not
just-
going to be running either.
Yeah, Kira's just gonna kind of wait by the way. And I don't think Koharu is either. It's Suzuka going for a run.
Oh god, just the two of them.
Don't you want to roll just to see, Jess?
No, she, I haven't been rolling at all.
Oh.
Oh no.
Akira waits and no one shows up and she feels a small pang of sadness. It's a D6 emotional stress.
Linda will climb out of your bag and
Thanks,
stand
Linda.
beside you.
It's Sunday, right?
Thanks, Linda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Early in the morning, well, like in the morning, Rio's gonna go and get the broom and sweep the halls and then go and de-weed the little Zen garden we have.
That's good.
It's probably horribly mismanaged by now.
Yes, it's very overgrown.
Good. That gives me more work to do.
Gendo's like, your garden, your responsibility.
If any of the chores are on Raph's thing, he does them too.
Kresnik's grave is still there. It's just been overgrown.
Wow.
Oh yeah, why would we get rid of it? Oh wait, because Kresnik's not dead.
Fucking brutal.
Well,
Thanks, guys.
look, yes, I'll try to manage this.
Akira's busting calories.
She feels good.
Yes.
And by that I mean she feels pain. Only pain.
Yes.
Glinda runs alongside you. You think this is the first time you've ever seen her run?
Thanks, Glinda. She's fit.
She's a bit pudgy.
She's a purse cat.
No!
You literally carry her around in her. You carry her around.
She's
in your
allowed
bag.
to get out.
She doesn't.
She's allowed to get out. She doesn't.
Pudgy fat.
She's a little.
Good.
Pudgy cats are cute.
You've been giving her what she wants to eat. She doesn't get that much exercise.
Yeah, that's fair. We'll have to have a discussion about this later.
That's gonna go well.
Alright.
Oh, don't worry, I'm used to it.
So you'll get back home. Glinda will kind of flop on the doormat.
So, how'd you like finally getting some exercise?
I am never doing such a thing again. I know I need to inspire my peons, but this was completely unwarranted.
Oh. Well, thanks for looking out for me. And hey, maybe this will make Kate Sif more interested. Guys like a fit cat.
I am a perfect specimen. Wow.
Yeah, you're a cutie. Give her a little pat. Scratch under the chin.
Take me to my quarters.
Alright. Pick her up. Bring her to her room.
And then bring breakfast.
Alright.
Alright. So Kira can get showered off and stuff.
Sick. Alright. It's a cute fat cat. Alright, let me get this fucking roll.
Oh yeah, Kaharu's critically rolled die also gives her favors. So that's the buff
Yeah.
as well as the...
Sick. Well, I did plus 100. That's wrong, sorry.
Plus 100.
Yeah,
Nice.
sorry, my bad.
So,
In the back. I'm a reroll the 100.
Is it buddy or team? Buddy, right? Because
are you cooking?
yeah, Raph's helping.
Oh, I thought you were being a grumpy boy. Oh, okay. My D6 is a D8 then.
Okay.
Or is it a D10? Let me check. It might actually be.
Yeah, Mike,
It's a
I think
D10.
Kaharu's best die is a buddy.
Yeah, can I reroll that then? I'll
Yeah.
reroll with the D100. Thanks. Woo! Oh, let's spend another favor on the D100.
wow.
Woo! There we go.
At a 90.
Back to normal.
Alright, so add 6 and 90 to that 83? No, wait,
That's
add
6.
6 and I don't know what 39 plus equals 94. I don't know.
What?
It'd be 50.
Either way, it's a fucking lot.
What's it
Okay.
called?
It's a lot.
Well, let's see. That's
It'd be
8, 7,
55,
and 5, which is 20, plus 30, which would be 50. So it'd be
Yeah,
144.
144. Yeah. Sick.
Yes.
Very good. 144. What's your roll
Fucking
today?
delicious.
I had to check it.
I'll fuck her delicious.
Oh,
Oh,
you
hey, I
can-
got favor. Want to reroll your D100?
Yeah, might as well.
Sick. Sick.
Ah, you beat the old roll.
Wraps out of
The
it. So.
entirety of it.
That's good.
He helped warm the toast.
There you go. We'll
Warm
have
the
some
toast,
nice,
not make the toast. Just warm it up.
we'll
Yes.
have some nice
Yep.
braised pork over rice with soft boiled eggs soaked in the marinade of the pork, so they've got a bit of a seasoned out area where the shell's soaked in it, and with some fish cakes. Yeah, that sounds good.
That's an exquisite breakfast.
Yeah, it's not really. She wakes
Either.
up early to cook them.
You guys are pampered.
What? Koharu puts in a lot of effort into her cooking.
Dream girl.
Yeah,
All
no.
right. Everybody gathers around for the breakfast, including Rio.
Yes.
Yay.
Wow.
There's no school to go to get it.
He's forced to deal with us plebes.
Yeah, Sunday the day is cool. The school is closed entirely.
I'll
Yeah.
take it.
And
I figure
Gendo
when
kind
Ryu comes in, he's looking at that shard thing that Shizuka gave him for Christmas, trying to figure out what exactly it does.
when you actually I'll roll your intuition.
Okay.
All right. Let me read the description that I wrote on your presents for Ryu.
Well, yeah, it shows his whatchamacallit.
State of mind.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess Ryu's state of mind. I guess he'd like when he looks into the shard, he'll kind of see like a vast open plain. Kind of, it would remind him of the time that they went into Dakota Tin's domain. You know how that was a big plain. And you'll see that in the distance there's some like lumps, and you get the feeling these lumps are things that you've received, but you can't tell what they are because they're really far off in the distance. That's what you'll see when you look into the shard.
Ryu would blink at this as like, huh. You'd try pointing it at Raph and see what happens with that.
It'll go blank.
Oh, so it only works for me. Interesting.
Yes.
Hmm.
Alright. So Gende will push her fork. I know it forks, right? Into
That's fucked up.
the pickled egg, and she'll put it whole in her mouth. She'll go
Jesus fucking Christ.
delicious.
Oh, thank you, Gendo-san.
Kaharu?
Hmm?
Do you know how to pickle various things?
Yes.
One day could you show me how to do that?
Sure, it's really easy. We have a bunch of supplies around the kitchen for it.
Alright, thank you.
What are you interested in?
Oh, Himiko hasn't really had a good experience with. I mean, I found out yesterday that Himiko really likes pickled foods, so gonna make something for her.
Oh, well, I'll be happy to give you help with it then.
Thank you.
How sweet of you.
Thank you, Genda, I think.
And then you're not supposed to talk with your mouth full.
She'll kind of swallow.
Lewd. Degenerate.
I mean, I've got to eat it while it's hot.
Sure.
Right.
And she'll be like, wow, I didn't think that he'd actually get serious with somebody. Towards
Huh?
Raph. Towards Raph.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. I think.
Mhm. Did you give it to her?
I can't.
What?
What? What the fuck are you guys talking about?
Somehow this conversation just took a left turn.
What?
Considering what I have to do later on, I can't do something like that to her now.
And the Grendel will be like,
What the
What
fuck
exactly are you talking about?
Genda gave me a gift, and
oh,
Give
you
me-
are actually talking about the thing I was talking about.
That's
Yeah.
what you guys are talking about?
yes.
Genda, you gave us all the same gift.
She did.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's the exact same, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll just kind of nod at that.
Here,
Be like, right, why can't you give this to her, Raph?
Considering what I'm gonna have to do at some point, to give it to her before would basically just it wouldn't be right. I don't know how she's gonna feel afterwards.
Why would it be weird?
I
to give
won't tie her
music?
to it now.
And the Grendel will be like,
Isn't that obvious?
She'll just kind of look at Akira in the I'll tell you later look.
Okay.
She
Like-
looked a bit guilty.
Okay, Raph. Kira will shrug and poke back at her food.
I actually, Akira, if you don't mind, some point soon, could you take me to see your friend? I want to have something checked out. Something I got. You were with me when we got it at the bazaar. The fairy dust I picked up.
Huh? Oh, you want to talk to
need-
Clark?
Yeah.
Bizarre. The Grendel months. What's that?
That's the place we went once.
Actually, I went back there and I found some other things. So you might want to. I don't know. I mean, it seemed to basically be other stuff waiting for me there.
Oh,
What?
sick.
Hold on. Where did you go?
Remember,
There's
Rio, the bazaar? We talked about it a while ago.
Oh, yes, of course. I must not remember because only Shax went there.
Oh. Yeah, that's a shame. It's
A
cool.
place
Just
where
go
you
yourself.
found stuff?
Yeah, there's like a bag.
Yeah. Sort of called to me, and I found something in it, and Akira also found something, right? Just out of
Yeah.
Akira also says that she found something in it as well for her. I don't know if it probably. I mean, if you actually, I will agree with you. You actually gave me the you actually the one that sort of hinted at the bazaar to me. I don't know if you've ever been to it.
What? I
To Rio,
did no
not
such
Rio.
thing. Okay, good.
I did?
Yeah, you're the one that had the or maybe not. Basically, I could have.
What
Out
the
of character.
Out
I
of
could've sworn
game, didn't you get it from Jeffrey or something like that?
I got it from Jeffrey, but I think Rio was the one that told him about it because I got it from you.
Christ, dude.
Oh no.
What?
I know you first went with Akira and Nori because you wanted to go
Yes.
somewhere fun. Because Nori wanted to
Yes.
explore or some shit. So Jeffrey gave you the location.
Some fucking naughty
Yeah.
shit, yeah.
And Shax went with you because he was observing Akira.
Yep.
Yes.
Why is he doing that again?
She wanted something, I don't remember.
Sure.
I think yeah.
Jax was bored.
Yeah.
Hmm.
She said something
Alright.
about Shax not being that bad, and Rio was like, uh-huh, and then Shax was like, well, why don't I just go with her for a while and see her
Oh,
mountainside place, and Rio was like, if you want, and Akira was like, yeah, sounds fun, and Shax went.
Got it.
Yeah. So it's been a long time, so I don't remember. I could have sworn I got it from Rio, but I guess I
It's been
didn't.
a long
Nori got
time.
the gem from the tent.
Yeah. So anyway, so I guess then Raph didn't say that. Raph just because I found it as an alternative place to Jeffrey, but Jeffrey's pretty much has killed it. There's like nobody there any longer.